So this is what we're working with. If you have been around a while, you have seen these canning shelves, and they are pretty full. Baskets of nuts and potatoes and eggs, some loofahs, crates of potatoes, all kinds of canned goods, some things that are not storing well. And then this is the pantry I'm working with. And I opened the door and the cat ran in. So it's a bit of a mess. A few weeks ago, I was behind the dishwasher trying to figure out what was going on with my dishwasher draining. So I was checking lines, and my dog food and cat food usually sits here. There's a container that will hold them, but some cans had gotten knocked down in it, and so the bags were just here. Some other things had fallen off the shelf, so it was messy on the floor. And so I was pulling some stuff out to check lines, and I found underneath the dog food container right in this area, we had an outbreak of the little pantry bugs. They come in the flour sometimes, and apparently we had a bag of flour or something down here on the shelf that had some in it, and they had like colonized in the dog food underneath, and it was disgusting. So that night, it was like 10 o'clock at night, and I ended up stripping everything out of the bottom two shelves, sweeping it all out, and anything that was in bags that was accessible, like boxes of pasta, they had them in it. They went up through the cardboard. Any of that it's out on the porch. Anything that had the stuff on it is out on the porch. And so now I have the task of pulling everything out of here, going through it, because I know we will probably have lost some of these things that are in cardboard, because I pulled out something that was up here and opened it, and there was some in the bottom of that. So they got me good, but we're going to fix that. And what I think I'm going to do is move anything that is dry goods that's not in plastic containers, because I do have some of this stuff, and that's all going to be fine. But anything that's in like cardboard or paper bag type stuff, I think I'm going to move it over into my Lazy Susan near my stove. That's where, when we moved in, that was what that cupboard had been used for. But I decided to put my pots and pans there. So I think I'm going to rearrange that, put the pots and pans under the sink, and get any of the dry packaging out of here, and move all my canned goods in here, all of it. And then that way, if when I'm vacuuming and cleaning out all this, if I don't get every last thing and we have some more show up, I know my canned goods are safe. I had pulled them out of here because of the dishwasher, because it gets hot in here. But what I found was the only canned goods that were really affected were the ones on this shelf and right in here. Everything on this side was always good. So I'm going to just try to keep canned goods away from this area, and put maybe some of my big roaster ovens and things like that I can rinse out. And then just keep all the food stuff up here. So that is the project that we are working on today, which is going to help us tremendously with our pantry challenge that we are starting for the new year, because now I'm going to have a good inventory and know what's going on. Okay, everybody, I am on day 2 of my pantry clean out, and we are down to mostly just canned goods. I've gotten rid of all the box stuff, but tucked into my canned goods up here, as I started pulling them down, I found this bag, And I think we found the culprit for where the flower bugs came from. It looks like they hatched out of this bag and burrowed out and infected everything. So, yeah, that would be where it came from. Here, I did find something interesting that I didn't know I had, because I'm really tall, so this is eye level. But if you look way down here, I found a plug, and I am very excited about that. Okay, we are finally done with this pantry. So we got everything cleaned out. I still have my little vacuum cleaner in here. But along the bottom, we have some potatoes, a few little canned meat products that I had. All that is corn. All that is beans. And then I have a couple little gadgets that I haven't really used tucked back in the corner. I'm going to decide what I want to do with them. But for now, I didn't want anything over there anyway. I can't really get to it. We'll just work up this shelf. This is extra tomato sauce. These are some tomato sauces I forgot to put the tomato paste in. And these are the tomato pastes that I had bought to do that. So I just stuck them with it. Plain tomatoes. I am not sure what these are. I want to say it's a cucumber relish, but I did not label them. I have one more jar of garlic, and I believe it's oil. And then I have some diced green chilies and some diced red chilies and collard greens, dilly beans, and there's some pickles. This is something my sister had done, and I think it's pickled red cabbage. And then I've got some just random things over here like water chestnuts, marinated artichoke hearts, pickles, and extra pickle juice. Then we have cranberry juice, and then these are all jams and apple butters. And up here we have apple juice, 2 cans of pumpkin that I need to use, apple sauce, some more apple butter, pears, pear preserves, and pear syrup. And then coming over here, these are all tomatoes, tomato sauce, bruschetta, some, what is this? Roasted tomato carrot soup, more tomato sauce, and then just plain tomatoes. Next shelf, stuck a couple little cans of peas I found in there. All these are green beans. Some of them have potatoes with them. Green beans. Had 2 cans of salsa and some onion broth that I wanted to keep separate from my other broth, and more green beans. And then down on this shelf, we have some butter beans, a random jar of pumpkin bisque, some fruit, canned fruit. These are all things like condensed milk, coconut milk, evaporated milk, a cream of soups that I use for casseroles, some fruit, and all these are black olives. And on this shelf, the tomato products go all the way back in the corner. And then these are all squashes. So this is yellow squash, zucchini, butternut squash, and pumpkin. And then some extra broth. And we already did the beans. And then coming back, this is my dishwasher, the back of it. So on this one, we have broth. I don't really like keeping food directly around the dishwasher because it does put off some heat. So I tried to choose things that were not going to be adversely affected if they got a little warm, which is why I put the broth over here and there. And kept my fruit and stuff and jams as far away from it as I could. But we have more broth, and then my Crowder peas, which go all the way in the back. And then up here is all of our honeys, some molasses, just some extra little sauces and baking things and oils, and just some little random things. And the green beans go all the way back in the corner. And then up here are my home canned tomato basil soup from the garden and some containers that I need to wash. And I still need to figure out the top. I want to clean it off. We usually keep emergency supplies over here. So you'll see like the emergency little propane things, batteries, candles. There's more candles in there. And then just a hodgepodge of things I didn't have space for. And then like extra cleaning stuff that was up there. But I want to clean all this out, and I think keep my baskets and harvest baskets and stuff up there, I think. But I do need to do that top shelf, but I just didn't have it in me to do that after today. And on the floor, I will keep some buckets tucked in under there again. I just need to get them cleaned out and reset. So there it is. We are ready for the pantry challenge. I do have one box of dry goods that I did save from the pantry because they were like in plastic containers. Anything that was in a box pretty much got tossed because of the bug issue. So now these are in plastic, and they were up really high, and I didn't see any damage on those boxes. So I've got to figure out what to do with those because I do not want to put them back in the pantry. So I'm going to be doing some reorganizing of my kitchen so that I have a dry goods cabinet outside of the pantry.